My standards aren't that high, she says. I just want someone taller than 1.8 meters, good-looking with fair skin and big eyes. He must be responsible, funny, and share hobbies with me. His background doesn't matter. But he should have a stable career. Men who fit these criteria often go for younger, prettier women. When they think about marriage, they also think about having kids early, which means the woman's age shouldn't be too high, for health reasons. But what if the woman looks young? That doesn't matter. Your biological age is still the same. I'm very youthful, she insists. I love Hello Kitty so much. I even changed my English name to Kitty. I even have a phone case blessed by a feng shui master. To attract love, it's made of crystal. I'm doing everything I can to find my dream prince. I have many hobbies. I like everything. I can tolerate anything. But above all, I love handsome guys. I want someone good-looking because I'm beautiful. I want someone rich because I work hard. I think I'm amazing. So, do you really want to marry this girl, based on what she just said? As a man, let's break this down. My standards aren't that high. This is just an opening line to gain sympathy. And lower your guard. She wants someone at least 1.8 meters tall, because all the male leads in dramas are tall. But in reality, less than 20% of men are that height. He should be slightly good-looking, with fair skin and big eyes. Translation, he has to be very handsome. She doesn't care how she looks, but her boyfriend must be a 10. He must be responsible, funny, and share her personality. Translation, he has to be reliable, emotionally generous, loyal, interesting, articulate, and understanding. She says his origin doesn't matter, but he needs a stable career. In truth, she doesn't care where you're from, as long as you have money. Ideally, you're an entrepreneur or business owner with control over your own destiny. And there's more. She says she'll regularly check your phone, which means she's insecure, controlling, and likely struggles with trust issues. This mindset probably comes from watching too many fairy tales and rom-coms. In her mind, the ideal man is a perfect prince on a white horse. So, what's her background? She was born in 1985, but believes she looks much younger. She works in the film industry, but only as a background actress. Her family is wealthy. She's the only child and is spoiled. Even when she's eating, her parents praise her. If she washes the dishes, they say, "You did so well." Whenever she's angry, they go completely silent. They don't dare talk back. She's been on many blind dates, but always complains that the quality of men is declining. She feels like she's sitting on needles during every date. Even at the end of the video, she still believes her Prince Charming will show up one day on a white horse. In reality, men and women often have completely different definitions of an ideal partner. Women tend to want a man who's tall, rich, handsome, funny, communicative, responsible, and patient, someone who can handle even their mood swings. Men, on the other hand, look for youth, beauty, gentleness, and someone who doesn't demand too much. So here's a message for the woman in the video. Waiting for the right one is fine, but make sure you understand the value you actually bring to the table. Know your worth, but also know what you offer. I think some older women are actually quite outstanding. You know, there's nothing wrong with being older. It's like being an older sister. You're trying your best too, right? So why are people saying such unpleasant things about us? You said my views are wrong. What exactly am I promoting? Early marriage? And what else? Well, I've said what I needed to say. Honestly, I've already shown you a lot of respect. But the way you speak, putting others down, that reflects your upbringing. So what am I promoting? I always say there are many good women out there. Only a small number are lazy, just eating and doing nothing. Do you understand that? I hope women choose to marry early. Don't set your sights too high or dream too big. Do you get what I mean? Rely on your own efforts. Don't expect marriage to be your way of climbing the social ladder. Yes, I'm promoting early marriage and early childbirth. Stop obsessing over the bride price. If there's no bride price, does that mean you won't get married at all? Now, I've become a joke in the eyes of many people. Looking back, it's actually kind of funny. At first, I could have gotten married and had children. At the peak of my life. But fate decided to mess with me. Maybe back then, my life was too smooth. I got into university, then smoothly continued on to get a master's degree. After graduation, I landed a decent job, and I had a great boyfriend at the time. But you see, fate loves to play tricks on me. The best friend I used to call my bestie ended up stealing my boyfriend. At that time, I truly felt like my world had collapsed. I was sick for quite a while. Later on, I gradually adapted and got through it. Then I heard that the two of them eventually got married and then divorced. That girl now has a son. She's divorced and remarried. Honestly, I have to thank him for not marrying me back then. Otherwise, I would be a divorced woman with a child by now. A remarried woman. Wouldn't that be even worse than my current single status? Thinking back now, I feel a bit more at peace with myself. At least now, I'm an older, high-quality single woman. Ha ha, kind of ridiculous, right? At least I'm still single and never married. Not labeled as a divorced, remarried woman. So when I really think about it, fate has actually been kind to me. It saved me from getting lost and jumping into a fire pit. Let me tell you all this.
我跟你们说啊，你们真的一定要
You really, really should get married early, because women like us, who don't get married, we truly live such miserable lives. If you don't believe me, just ask those who are married. No matter how late they work overtime, there's always a hot meal waiting at home. How blissful is that? Now look at me. Every day I come home to a dark, cold house. No warm food, no cheerful atmosphere. Just pure loneliness. I survive on takeout meals, which have zero nutritional value. When I think about it, I often crouch down and cry secretly on my own. Haha. Sorry I couldn't hold it in and burst out laughing. Oh my gosh, this thing looks so good. Just looking at it makes my mouth water. Let me smell it again. Wow, it smells amazing. The aroma fills the whole room. So satisfying. But you see, isn't it completely lacking in nutrition? So be good and get married early, okay? A
像我
toad
这样的
dreaming of
离异
eating
二婚
swan meat. Even if you don't want to marry me, there are still plenty of other people who do. Let me tell you, I have many admirers, with my body, looks, and character. Am I right? As for whether the bride price should be returned, how could it be returned? If a man can't have children, does he return the bride price? Bride price isn't just about money, it's about a man's attitude. Attitude is one thing. Having children is another. How can you say that? If a woman can't have children, then she must return the bride price? That's impossible. Demanding a refund is completely disrespectful to women. I think no matter how much a woman asks for a bride price, even if it's 1 billion yuan, it still represents true feelings. You can't just say, she must return it if she can't bear children. Let me tell you something. In our country, there are more men than women. 30 million more to be exact. What does that mean? It means that as long as a woman is unmarried, there are 30 million quality men waiting for her to choose from. So why wouldn't we pick someone better? Of course we should. With so many men around, there's nothing to worry about. Even if you've been divorced or lying on the floor, as long as you want to get married, someone will still show up, pay the bride price, and marry you. That's it. When someone comes to find me, I'll say, minimum 88 million yen bride price. If not, don't even think about it.
从今年开始
Starting
呢，在
this
金
year,
华
we will
35
no
岁
longer accept unmarried women over the age of 35 in Jinhua as part of our matchmaking client group. In fact, this group used to be a key customer segment for matchmaking centers. However, we've decided to drop them. On one hand, it's getting harder and harder to find men who meet their partner standards. Providing services to this group is extremely costly. Previously, this demographic contributed to 60% of matchmaking center revenue. Of course, we still refuse to arrange fake matchmaking sessions just to deceive them. We must uphold basic professional ethics, so we'd rather not make money from them at all. On the other hand, there just aren't enough suitable men left for this group. Even men of the same age tend to prefer younger women, regardless of how impressive these older women's qualities may be. Sadly, they are no longer within the consideration range of most men. I've gone viral online. The whole country knows I'm a 38-year-old unmarried woman, still considered leftover. What I worry about most is that when I was young, I had so many suitors, and I rejected them harshly, cold as steel. Now imagine, those same men I once rejected are probably scrolling past this news while sitting with their wives and kids. They must feel so satisfied. Wouldn't they be thrilled enough to go buy a few handbags for their wives to celebrate?
追一个一无所有的30加的女人，因为你追不到。
Xin đừng theo đuổi một người phụ nữ ngoài 30 tuổi có điều kiện kinh tế kém, vì bạn sẽ không thể chinh phục
I
được
want to
cô ấy.
summarize my dating
Hôm nay-
experiences in 2024 and reflect on my efforts to find a life partner, as well as improve my financial situation. For me, improving my finances seemed a bit easier than entering a relationship. The thoughts below are my personal opinions. If you disagree, please don't be too harsh. Throughout my dates this year, I met some women who were better off financially than I was, and some who were worse off. Most women were either still paying off a mortgage with no savings, or had no house, no car, and no savings at all. Some, on the other hand, had both a house and a car, with a fairly good financial background. However, regardless of their financial status, they almost all had the same expectations for men: a house, a car, savings, and a stable job. Initially, I thought of finding a woman whose financial situation matched mine, so I wouldn't feel too much psychological pressure. But I didn't expect that even those women wouldn't pay attention to me. Even if they only earned 3,000 or 4,000 yuan a month, they still acted entitled and had a long list of requirements. They expected me to take the initiative in pursuing them, create a romantic experience, and prove my love. For example, they wanted a good morning message every day, gifts on holidays, and even insisted that I buy them the first cup of bubble tea in autumn, with a special feeling. But the thing is, I did all of this willingly, and in return, they responded with cold indifference. It left me exhausted. On the other hand, women with better financial standing were much more rational. If, after a while, they felt we weren't a good match, they would simply say so. That helped avoid a lot of unnecessary trouble and emotional fatigue. After all, we're all over 30 now, and we're dating through matchmaking to end our single lives. Deep down, no one wants to deal with unreasonable demands from a partner. Everyone hopes to find someone suitable without wasting too much time and energy. As for the old fantasy of a good wife helping her husband succeed, I no longer believe in that. And the romantic story of a powerful CEO falling for a strong-willed 30-something woman, that just doesn't happen in real life. This year, I'm 35 and still unmarried. If I go on another matchmaking date, I'll lay out my expectations up front. I have 5 requests: bride price of 300,000 yuan, about 1 billion Vietnamese dong. If we get married, you must give my family 300,000 yuan. That's not excessive these days. In places like Jiangxi, bride prices are even higher. I'm 35. Asking for this amount isn't unreasonable. I have good status. I'm attractive, tall, 1.7 meters, fair-skinned, pretty, and long-legged. Buy a house for my younger brother. If we get married, you need to buy him an apartment. He's 23 and has a girlfriend, but my family can't afford it. My parents are farmers with no income. The house should cost about 1 million yuan, approximately 3.5 billion Vietnamese dong, 100 square meters anywhere in the city. Monthly allowance for my parents, 5,000 yuan, boss, 17 million Vietnamese dong. They're elderly and have no pension. As their daughter, I can't leave them behind. If we marry, they're your parents too. Support them. Give me your entire monthly salary. Why? Because men earn and women manage household finances. You're busy with work, I'll handle the budgeting and saving. If your salary arrives on the 15th, hand it over that day. No arguments, no cold wars. If we fight, you must be the first to make peace. No silent treatment for over 3 days. A man who humbles himself shows maturity. Women are emotional. Home is a place for love, not logic. Those are my 5 requirements. Man's response: it's no surprise you're 35 and still unmarried. How many men can meet these demands? Woman's reply, if they can't meet them, it's their problem. I'm 35. If men don't choose me, their standards are too low. If they can't buy my brother a house, they lack ability. Man, even if a man could meet your demands, he might feel you're not worth that much. If a bun costs 1 won, I'll buy it. If someone sells it for 3, I could still afford it. But I wouldn't buy it. It's not worth it. Woman, you're insulting me. I'm unmarried at 35 because I'm picky, not because I have no options. I didn't like them. The truth is, once a woman passes 30, men have fewer chances to win her heart. Why? Because even if you give it your all, it doesn't guarantee she'll be moved. Women at this age have faced societal pressure and gained life experience. They know their worth and what they want in a relationship. They're not easily swayed by sweet words or superficial actions. Flirting tricks that work on younger women don't work here. For example, a young girl might be touched if you buy her dinner or bubble tea, spend 2,000 yuan on a date. But a mature woman over 30 will see that as nothing. It doesn't prove your stability or sincerity. Value in a relationship doesn't come from flashy gifts. It lies in emotional depth, honesty, financial steadiness, and thoughtful sharing. Many older single women have very high standards. Not because they lack options, but because past suitors failed to meet expectations. Their families may pressure them to marry, but they choose to wait for the right one. One woman shared online, "I've met many men, but none made me feel truly safe. I'm not too picky. I just know I deserve someone who loves and respects me." Another said, "At this age, I don't need a man to go on dates or hang out. I want a real-life partner who can walk through life's ups and downs with me." Their maturity makes them harder to win over, but also more valuable. They aren't fooled by tricks. They look for emotional intelligence, long-term commitment, and mental connection. If you want to win the heart of a mature woman, it's not just about looks or money. It's about sincerity, patience, and understanding. Otherwise, maybe you should just leave her alone. Do you agree with this perspective? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Tools.